So the Sun-Times has a new story about a corner store in Humboldt Park. And while the story is about this tiny sliver of that near northwest side neighborhood, it's really a microcosm of politics and crime in Chicago. The store has been open in different variations for close to 20 years, certainly more than 10 years, and it's had many, many problems at the store and outside the store. Inside the store, there have been a lot of citations and violations issued to the store by the city over the years, and outside the store there's been a lot of crime, including 2 shootings so far this year in January.
Well, we had gang activity, plenty of violations, sanitation violations, building violations. They had outdated food. They were selling outdated food. Like I said, cigarettes with no taxes, selling cigarettes to minors, drug dealing, shootings. I mean, I have a kid, and many of my neighbors have kids around here, and they just to the point where they just want to go because they don't know what to do. We have tried and exhausted all our efforts to close the store down, and it continues to remain open and continue operating like nothing happened.
There has been a number of occasions where I have to walk through a number of gang members out in front of the store representing. There's been a couple of times where I've been walking with my son down the block and witnessed a shooting that occurred on the block or around the corner of the store. And this is all because all the gangs know that this store and this corner is a hub for their gang activity. I don't know how many shootings it takes to have a business shut down. There's been numerous shootings there in the course of a couple of decades that I've been living here. I think that without a doubt it's a bad business.
The alderman has the power to shut it down if he wanted to, but obviously the political tradition are speaking louder than the community. You can see in the past couple of years, the alderman has received close to $10,000 from the store owner. For a small business, a lot of money. I've been in politics for years, and I know that those donations don't come easy. So he's got the power to shut it down. He cut off. The city had the opportunity to shut it down. They haven't done it, but just slapping the wrist. They want to wait until, instead of being proactive, they're being reactive. They want to wait until someone files a lawsuit and cost the taxpayers millions of dollars because something they should have done in the past. That's up to them. But they have the upper hand. There's no accountability for many part of the city or the police is doing their job, but the alderman, like I said again, he's got the power to do anything about it. He has turned around and looked elsewhere.
The store operators talked to me, and what they said was that, hey, look, things used to be much worse there. They want to be good neighbors. And there's an important distinction between crime outside the store and crime because of the store, which is also what the police relayed, that some of the crime, including the 2 shootings earlier this year, are not believed to be directly tied to the store. Every business that the city cracks down on is sort of its own story, and it's sort of a case-by-case basis is what the city told me. Police department has the authority to come in if there's imminent threat to public safety and shut down a store and then have it go through a due process. And in the business affairs department, again, another city department under the mayor, also has the authority to crack down on stores and ultimately try and strip away operating licenses, which means they can't really run. And that has not happened here yet, but the city says they are taking this seriously. They're aware of the store and the problems outside the store, and they have cracked down through fines and citations over the years. But the difference is the neighbors don't believe enough is being done, particularly by the Emanuel administration and also by the alderman, who has the power of the bully pulpit in the neighborhood to really raise a stink about a business that's causing a problem. And they say this alderman, Maldonado, has not done that. There is a political component here, too, in that Adam Corona, the neighborhood, the guy from the neighborhood sort of leading the charge against the store, was a political rival of Maldonado in the last election. He lost to Maldonado, and he might be running again. And Maldonado is saying, well, that's why he's raising a stink, because it's politics. But the records do show problems at that store, and they do show campaign money changing hands between the landlord and Maldonado's campaign funds, and the store and Maldonado's campaign funds, also at the time when the store is facing regulatory scrutiny.